Well, just think, Isaiah. I mean, you're in this. You've been in this a while. And, when you brought up Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, that situation, and even my mom, whenever he's on the TV, she calls Sam Bankman-Fried the Bitcoin guy, and like trying to explain that to my mom. So just put like I look at the town that I'm in, and I think about like say if the town I'm in got into Bitcoin when you did, and they were either investing in Bitcoin, setting up mining operations, just essentially building a Bitcoin infrastructure in the town that I'm in. This place would be a mecca. This place would be one of the nicest small towns on earth, and you're seeing El Salvador do it. Now, I don't know if you saw, there's a rumor that Qatar's buying it. I mean, dude, this is inevitable. This is happening. You brought up the ETFs. Isaiah, you mind if I share a tweet that you made about one of your predictions? This is actually my first introduction to your content. At first, I was kind of like laughing. I'm like, man, who is this guy? But then I was like, oh shit, I got to share this, man. This don't sound good. But I'm going to read it, man. I just want you to kind of elaborate when I read it. So you tweeted, this is officially then they fight you era. My predictions, ETFs pump the Bitcoin price to 200K, pricing out most everybody, everyday people mentally. Self-custody demonized in media and politics, forcing action. Executive Order 6102 style confiscation of Bitcoin for national security. Black Swan event to crash the price dramatically, leaving many people to hold underwater ETFs and beg for CBDCs to withdraw. Then you fast forward that prediction. You say, then we win era is 2028 to 2032. A peer-to-peer renaissance in African and Caribbean countries. Demand for self-custody after people realize the ETFs are a honeypot. Bitcoin-focused politicians get elected, and Creed writes an official Bitcoin song, and we all sing it together at the 2032 conference. I could be completely wrong, but I am right. You should be making plans for these type of events now. So, dude, obviously, like, you read that, and it sounds crazy, but it's really not, because didn't they try to confiscate gold like one time? Like, didn't they? Like, if there is a major crash, and then at Wall Street's involved, we know there's going to be some manipulation. Do you think that really will be the Fed's response to say, hey, we can make you whole with the CBDC? Is that how they're going to usher it in?
Yeah, so like I said before, I think a lot of the government agencies, they've thrown their hands up with Bitcoin because they can't defeat it. They can't ban it because it would be like prohibition. What happened with prohibition? The price of alcohol went skyrocket. So they can't ban it. They understand that. They can't get rid of it because it's a global currency. Anybody can use it. So what they've basically done is they've introduced ETFs, and I'll take it back before I talk about Executive Order 6102. The reason why I say with ETFs that it's a honeypot to me is because you're putting cash in and getting cash out. You don't own Bitcoin, meaning you don't own your private keys. And in fact, I got my sweatshirt here, no keys, no cheese, which is a trademark saying that I've, become popular for. But if you don't own the private keys, you don't own Bitcoin. So with the ETF, it gives you the perception that, hey, I've made a lot of money with Bitcoin because I put it in this ETF, the price pumps to holy hell, and I made all this cash. The problem is when you cash out from that ETF, you still don't own Bitcoin at that point. And that's why I think it's a honeypot for one reason. And then for two is if your cash is in an ETF and a CBDC gets approved by Congress, the only way you're going to be able to get that cash out is through a CBDC. So imagine you pump the price to 200,000, 300,000, whatever people are predicting. And most people are like, I made so much money, I want to take it out. If they have a CBDC in place, what they can basically do is say, hey, the only way you can take it out is with a CBDC, which forces you to use it against your will. You won't have a choice at that point. So that's what I think is a honeypot.